Hi, I'm P79. That's my registration number, which only Kelly and Rachel will, and Matt, they'll understand. I just wanted to say, my first thing is, one thing about rehab and rehabilitation, and it's interesting hearing all the presenters today. For me, there's never enough time in rehab. I don't know how you guys do it, but for me as a recipient of rehab, it goes by so fast. Every day is rush, and the next one's in, the next one's out. So how did I find so what about all this study, and what does this all mean for me? So being an amputee in 2009, I did my own therapy with West Park, and I learned to walk with hydraulics, and so I moved through life for about 7 years, and my worst fear happened again. So just so you know, this is not diabetes, this is vascular disease. For those who know that some HIV drugs have long-reaching effects, that jury's still out on that one. So I'll leave that to the researchers and the experts, but they have removed one of my HIV drugs. What's the other part I want you to know? How did I find this study? So 2016, when my other leg came off, I had some time to give it some thought. How do you do this? How am I going to reconnect with life? And so I have a trusting therapist at Mount Sinai who gave me a printout of a study with Kelly, and I thought, yeah, that might be an idea, because I'm going to have to figure out how to exercise. So I reluctantly kind of thought, how am I going to adjust to that? Because how am I going to get on benches and lift weights and run a track, that sort of thing. So I enrolled in the study. So my conclusions for the studies, because I'm in phase 3, almost through, I got 2 months left, I think. So it's been a long study, but one of my issues, and I think people in rehab should understand, is, well, especially for people who have walking devices, so walkers, canes, in my case, a wheelchair, accessibility is one of the biggest issues I face on a daily basis, everywhere. Every hospital, every institution, every restaurant, every public domain is, it's really an accessible world, and we're just players in that. So I'm learning, thanks to Kate, and realize that there are ways to approach this. So I certainly am learning how to make a voice for that. I think what I found about the study was they were sensitive to my needs, but also sensitive to other needs. I'm not the only one with an accessibility issue. So it became clear to me that I can learn from the study, they can learn from me, and this will translate and transfer to others who will need a walking device, a walker, a cane. How do those people get to exercise and use mindfulness, meditation, the whole list? I don't have a lot of insights other than this is a work in progress. So I tell people I am walking. The picture I brought, that's my PowerPoint, is my accomplishment. In March of this year, I decided to go in. Achilles Foundation and West Park did a walk, and I'm due to go on another one in September. So it will be a wheelchair walk, but my walking out at West Park is with what they call stubbies, so that's the beginning legs. And for those that are all revved up from last year's Invictus Games, I also am trying to forge pathways into the ministry and to places that make the decisions on who pays for these devices. Because in case you are wondering what are the costs involved, they're obscene. So unless you've been in the Army, you're a veteran, you may get compensation. Workman's compensation will give a portion, but most legs cost at beginning starting rate of 118,000 Canadian. I don't know what that would be in pounds. Probably, I don't know what that would be. So I wear many hats these days, so I want to finish the study and continue on with exercise. My goal is to help with the accessibility. The other portion of that was trying to get amputees together, and I'm discovering more and more HIV and amputees, and I didn't know that existed before. So be prepared. We're coming down the line. So I want to be able to be on those discussions because I think there's a lot of work to be done. And I am very grateful. My only negative thing from the study is accessibility. So I have to work with the gym around issues about what benches do I work on? How do I transfer to a bench? How do I get exercise to adapt to my physical body? So those discussions are difficult, and I'm kind of the participant that pokes a stick at accessibility, and there's a reason for that. So anyway, my thanks to all the presenters today, because you were amazing. It's how I'm learning, and that's where I meet the giants, is out here. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.